So sweet. Dr. Sadie Allison in studio with us. Your business card says a sexologist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sexologist?
Sexologist.
That sounds more dinosaur. Sexologist. Sexologist. That's you are an expert in the
world of sex.
Human sexuality.
Human sexuality.
Now, I'm not. I don't have any credentials, but I think I'm pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've done well. I've got lots of victims. I was a bad.
You look like you're probably a really nice, generous lover.
I am. I give until it hurts.
That started good and then it ends.
What makes you say that about Steve?
Well, I think it's his eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his confidence.
Oh, a ton of it.
And you seem really nice, even though you can be a little witty. I think you're a nice guy deep inside.
Can you go?
Well done.
Yeah.
Can you go around the room and say that about everybody? Look at Brandy. What do you think about Brandy?
Brandy is a total sweetheart.
Oh,
she's very pretty. I liked looking into her eyes too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and she's sweet. Nice vibes. Nice soft hand. That was nice.
What about Nate over here?
Nate likes to be silly and goofy. I think. I can just look at his cute face.
He is. He's a little cutie.
He just makes you want to smile.
Here we go.
You're nailing this, right? What about Brent over there?
Brent
needs some more sex.
Brent is cool, smart, sharp in business. He handled us perfectly from the moment we saw him downstairs, bringing us up, professional on it.
So that also interprets in the bedroom too, right?
I would think so.
Okay, so that's
I've got
am I
one
right?
more.
Yeah,
one more.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dr. Sadie over here. Check it out.
And Mr. Jason.
What do you think of that?
Well, that handsome face, I don't know, that goes a long way, first of all.
Thank you so much.
It's like, oh, he's very handsome.
Keep going. There's more. Dig deep. I just got to. Do you see anything? I mean, if there's something wrong, say
it. You want me to say that?
No, I don't want you to. I want you to say what you say.
No, Jason's a sharp guy. I've been listening to you guys.
Okay.
I was actually laughing at your Thursday's show when you had the vibrator raised with my Tickle Kitty vibrator that you brought out.
It attacked me.
These things are, I mean, you can race them. I mean, and they've got a mind of their own. Okay, so Dr. Sadie Allison, this is your invention.
Oh,
this is your invention, right? This
bullet
is
vibe.
The bullet vibe. This is a Tickle Kitty. This is it's a pleasure machine for those not in the know.
Right.
And it's got like this plastic pink triangle, and then it's got a cord on the end of it, kind of like the old school remote control cars. Mm-hmm. And then it's got this silver bullet, which you know where to put that. But I'm telling you, there's something special in the silver bullet part because. It actually it goes to where it wants to go. It finds its home.
Find your home.
It's attracted to Steve.
It is very attracted to me. Yeah.
It always goes towards Steve from my seat.
I've never used anything like this in the bedroom, me personally, but I have dated back in the day. I dated girls that brought these with them. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of confident women out there that they're like,
that's right.
It's nothing against you as a lover, but I'm not going to reach my full potential tonight without this toy. And if a girl says that, you got to respect it. For whatever reason, I guess everybody has different hot buttons. Are there people that can't have an orgasm without something like this in the bedroom?
There absolutely is a ton of them, and that's why sex toys come into play, because they're not to intimidate guys. They're never going to replace you, God forbid. They're not warm. They don't kiss you, and they don't take the garbage out. Okay?
What about the what about the rabbit?
The rabbits are great because they have the little ticklers.
That can replace a man, though, can it?
No, nothing's going to replace you guys.
Nothing can replace us.
But the thing with this, the Tickle Kitty bullet that he's got, just so you guys know, that is used topically.
Topically?
Yeah, so that cord is merely for the electrical current to make it work and to connect to the battery pack.
What do you mean topically? What does that mean?
Topically on the pleasure side.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you meant like it was a topic of conversation.
That too.
No. I can talk about this over lunch. Sure, no problem.
But that's one of the number one ways that women learn how to have a big O is through water play. In the shower, the bathtub faucet, a lot of girls discover it and go, "Oh, that
really?
Tickles." Yeah, it's number one ways. Rubbing up against an object.
Okay.
Like what? What's the number one object to rub against?
There are little girls sometimes in school. Kids, I don't know if any of you guys have kids, but
I do.
Children learn that there's a tickly spot, and they don't know that it's sexual or that what it's called. And they might be sitting on the chair, or sleeping with their favorite blanket, and their legs are moving. There's no pressure.
I love this, Dr. Sadie Allison. You have no idea how this conversation is making one member of our show extremely uncomfortable.
No members now.
Your member is uncomfortable, and you as a member are uncomfortable. That your 10-year-old 10-year-old might be finding her tickle
Okay.
spot.
All right.
Mine's 10 too, and she's figured it out.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't even want to discuss this conversation.
I'm so glad I'm not a parent.
I'll give you a tip when you catch your 10-year-old or any
I
child.
don't want to even talk about it.
In the shower? He's got a 15-year-old that won't come out of the bathroom. What do you think's happening there?
He's having a good time.
Yeah, come on.
In my bathroom.
You need to tell him to go to his own bathroom.
You know what we found last night, Dr. Sadie?
Oh, no.
Rach, my fiance, was doing the laundry, and we found a sexy bra. And it's not Rach's. It's, a little ninny net sexy bra.
Okay.
And Ariel doesn't have those. She's got these just little ninny nets. We call them ninny nets. They're like sports bras.
Okay.
Is that creepy to call them ninnies?
I have never heard that. I know what he's talking about, but
He's got all kinds of little phrases. that
Training
creep-
bras.
Yeah.
Well, they're sports bras.
bra, yeah.
So we find this, and we think that somehow she got her hands on. She's coming of age.
Like a friend of hers brought her one to school or something.
And that's what she said. She said it was a friend of hers. That's her, and she's washing. But we think that
she's trying it on.
Because girls trade out clothes. Especially little girls, they trade out clothes. And I'm going, oh man,
Here
the
it
next
comes.
5-6 years of my life is going to be living hell. This is going to be horrible. All right, let's stop talking about
We're
kids.
already having those conversations, but you have to be proactive about these conversations because sadly, with smartphones, our kids are seeing way too much, way too soon. By the time they're 9 years old, commonly they've seen porn.
Really? Is that a
horrible.
statistic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And hardcore stuff that they don't even can't even comprehend. So you have to have these conversations way too young, but you have to.
I just
We're
want
doing the same thing. Yep.
We'll move on to adults, but
Please.
I just want to say thank God I have met, and Bailey, I know you have too through our years of interviewing people. You are by far the hottest sex therapist I've ever met. I mean, my God, is that your husband or your friend over there?
He is my boyfriend and friend.
Dude, you're a lucky man. Have you seen her toes? I mean, they're painted green, but they're hot. I mean, sexy. And now I take it that this guy is having the time of his life because you know everything about everything.
We have a good time, but you know what? He teaches me stuff too.
So we can all learn, I guess.
Here's the problem Steve has with this whole thing, Dr. Sadie.
What I'm holding in my hand, which is your tickle kitty.
Is Steve thinks he's under the assumption that couples bring these types of things in the bedroom because the guy is not able to perform properly. And I've been trying to tell him for a very long time, I think it was actually right after we had you on the first time on the show, is that that's not the case at all. It just makes it more fun. It's just something different.
Right.
They're props.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with how you are as a guy or how she is as a woman. It just makes it more fun. It's different. It's interesting. It prolongs the experience.
He's absolutely right.
Good God.
It's to add a little spice to a relationship because
It's icing the cake, so to speak.
Yeah, or just to have something different.
What if you come home and you're not there, but Tickle Kitty is?
Then you can just go to sleep, and she will be. Yeah, and that's the other thing because
Yeah, what if you walk in the room
And it sounds like lots of ice is dropping off the roof.
Yeah, I'm coming in from the garage and I hear that. I'm like, what's going on up there, honey?
Well, if you hear that and she's pleasuring herself, then she might have turned to stone.
There's a ton of toys for men too. Like I have a whole section on my site, ticklekitty.com.
Okay,
And there's
Mr.
a whole-
Open in the bedroom. I'd like to hear if Mr. Bailey would like to use adult toys on
absolutely.
himself, like
There's-
men toys.
There's rings.
Yeah.
There's pleasurizers for men.
What's that?
Another woman.
They're basically tube-like, spongy, lifelike feeling skin, stretchy things that have a hole in it.
Oh, that'd be good for intern Brent.
I
You put
second
a
that.
little slippery kitty lube on it, and you can imagine what you do from there.
Okay.
And it feels like the real thing. I mean, there's hundreds of different models out there, and I've talked to guys that use them and tell
Wow.
me it's almost like as good as the real
Are
thing.
these guys between relationships?
No. And these toys you can use on each other. That's what's so fun.
It also gets your stamina up too, right? Yeah, if you
Practice?
Practice makes perfect. And women can often keep going. When we have the big O, we go through a refractory period, but that's only for a minute, and then we can keep going. Unlike you guys who want to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep pleasing her, but you're kind of done, you can, because there's all these other things and you can keep pleasing her because it's all about her pleasure.
Oh, by the way, we
Right?
don't fall asleep to be mean. That's just how we're made.
Totally. I understand. And that's why if you have some sex toys in the bedroom, there's nothing wrong with it. And they have all these benefits to both of you guys.
Hey, baby, I'm sleepy. Grab me that sponge over there. That stretchy sponge. I can't quite fall asleep. It's a Sunday night and I got to get up early. All right, Dr. Sadie Allison, hang out for another segment, would you?
Sure.
Are you here? I thought you were here for Mother's Day, but you're here because it's like self-pleasure month.
It's self-pleasure month, but it's Mother's Day also this week, and you might find it odd to buy a sex toy for your mother. However, there's a lot of men that like to give a little fun stuff to their wives, and I have a lot of girlfriends who have moms that are single, whether they're divorced or what have you, and they're trying to get their moms to get back out in the dating scene.
Oh, yeah.
Is there one in particular that's, and if there is, hold on to it. If there's one toy in particular that people are buying for their moms for Mother's Day, I want you to tell us what that is. Also, if any questions for Dr. Sadie Allison, feel free to get those in. This is the last segment with her, so take advantage of it before she bolts off to do other
She's
things.
from San Francisco. She knows.
TickleKitty.com.
That's right.
That's two I's, or two T's in kitty there, Brent. And drsadie.com. All right, give us a minute. It's Bailey and Southside Rock 100.5. Dr. Sadie Allison has stopped by.
Love her.
National Self-Pleasure Month. She is a sex educator, author, founder, and CEO, TickleKitty.com. That's the thing we've been playing with the last couple of days. I mean,
I love the Tickle Kitty.
we gave it to Brandy to use. Did you ever use this thing?
No, I took something called the Womanizer, and I couldn't try it because I don't know. I've never seen something that looks like this. I didn't know where or what to do with
Is
it.
this what you're holding?
Yeah,
Dr. Sadie?
this is the toy that I really want women to know is available.
For Mother's Day.
Mother's Day or any day.
I gotta tell you, it looks good.
Is
It comes in like a beautiful box.
Is this the number one sex toy to buy mom for
Yes,
Mother's Day? Okay.
any woman, anytime, or to buy yourself.
To buy yourself.
I don't. I've
Looks
been
like
in
a face scrubber.
I've been, yeah, or an otoscope. The doctor looks
Yeah.
good. So,
Yeah.
so it has this medical grade silicone pleasure tip, and it has an air suction
Yeah, film this.
technology inside.
Wow.
That's putting me to
And
sleep.
this little tip goes right on
Yeah.
her tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fits right in there. And here's the catch. These puppies give women the big O in less than 60 seconds.
Oh my God.
So
That's
it's like,
fantastic.
you know what men like in the bedroom the most is 2 letters and starts with a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
quick.
I got
You guys are quick around
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
This simulates that same sensation for a woman.
Oh my God, my wife
so-
would die.
And so when I got this toy, I was like, really? 60 seconds? So I had to try it, and I used it, and I was like, oh my God.
Did you count it? Did you have a stopwatch?
Under 60 seconds for me.
Wow, that's
What?
And then you
fantastic.
can have multiples with this, too. It's that kind of toy. So this is revolutionary. It's high-tech. It's
What if I
luxury.
sat down on that?
Revolutionary.
If I sat on it, what would happen to me?
Changing the world.
Would I
Here, take
become a
it.
homosexual or just a real happy heterosexual?
Put this on the tip of your nose.
On tip of my nose. Has it been anywhere?
No, Brandon.
That's the question you asked.
I got to tell you, Dr.
Just
Sadie
smell
Allison,
it. You'll know.
I would probably go anywhere you go, but... Oh, wow.
Okay,
wow.
now, just real gently, sir. Gentle touch.
Yeah, easy.
See, now there's a
Cheetah.
slight air suction. You can feel it pulling on your
Oh,
nose
I
just
do
a little
feel
bit.
it.
Put it on your
So
tongue.
here's the thing. We have 8,000 nerve endings on the tip of our spot down there.
It does. It's barely sucking air in. And I got to tell you, this thing looks so good. It's got a jewel on it. This is something all the Kardashians
beautiful?
must have. I mean, this is very Kardashian-like.
What's something like that run?
Yeah, be honest.
That is $189.
189.
And I think it's worth
a
every
luxury
penny.
item.
Feel it.
I will send
Feel
one to the
it.
Kardashians if they would like one of those.
just
They
you
can just
should.
reach out at Tickle Kitty.
That is the one thing I might have to buy, the Tickle Kitty. Now, you got to go easy on the nose. You're pressing too
You
hard,
want
too.
one of those?
Huh?
I'll give you one of those.
Oh, my God. If you give me one of these, you could totally... Yeah.
Christmas morning.
Again, my wife and I, 22 years apart, she needs this every once in a while when I'm deep in thought.
Oh, that's so you were saying, you know, like we were talking kind of off the air. Most guys, they, you know, once they get into a relationship and you're a one-woman guy, you know, it's different for women. You know, women like to have that one person that they can always depend on. Guys, it's in our DNA to always, like the hunt.
Yeah,
We're
the
hunters.
procreation. Yeah.
We're dogs.
It's primal. It's primal.
It's guys, that's why all guys have stories of, man, I can't believe I slept with that girl. But it wasn't actually the art of sleeping with them. It's the art of getting them to sleep with you. So then when when you're in a relationship, you get to a point where you want to make sure that you're still taking care of your significant other, at least from the guy's standpoint, because at times, it's like, oh my, not for women, but for guys, you get to a point where it's like, okay, all right, let's have sex. Let's put it on the counter, especially when you have kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So...
sorry. I just really got into what you were saying. I just kind of, yeah.
He's feeling you.
I'm just feeling where you're coming from.
So these types of devices can help out with that process. It's like almost bringing a third person into a relationship. It's just this third person isn't really a person.
And there's no cheating involved.
It's just batteries.
It's just for a little extra excitement. And a lot of people, when you're in long-term relationships and you get comfortable and you're in love, that initial spice and excitement and curiosity, that kind of fades because you're not dating anymore.
Yeah.
The mystery's gone and you're settled and you're secure. That's normal. So now it's like, well, how do we get that fire and that passion that we had back in the bedroom at the beginning? And the answer is there is no magical cure, but you have to work on it. And sometimes it means trying something new.
Yeah.
Just something like even just bringing in a vibrating ring that you guys use together as a couple. So you don't have to, the sex toys don't have to be for one or the other.
What about reading one of your books?
That's another thing people do too. They read these out loud together in bed. So like Write 'em Cowgirl and Tickle His Pickle.
Yeah.
Those are some of my
Tickle
bestsellers.
Your Fancy.
Guys,
Fantastic titles, by the way. Here, let me ask you this,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Sadie. If you've never, because Steve, in your mind?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Steve is not familiar with sex toys. He's familiar with them, but he's never understood them.
I had a couple of girls that I dated back in the day that used the bullet. And one of the girls, the where she put it was vibrating me. And I was like, okay, it just wouldn't do anything for me. I'm like, that hurts more than it pleasures. But, my wife does not.
If he's going to use one of these devices, is this a conversation that you have before you get in bed or before you use it in bed?
Depends on the couple. If you're new and you're not sure about the guy you're dating or the lady you're dating, you want to talk about it before you're in the bedroom so no one's uncomfortable. But if you're married like you are and you guys have a great love life, you can just spring it out and be like, hey, look what I got. Dr. Sadie sent me this. It's from ticklekitty.com. She told me how to use it. Let's try this.
Do you want me to talk to Amanda for you?
Yeah, you could have a sit down with Dr. Sadie.
I could talk.
Either
How
one,
about
both.
I talk to her?
Yeah.
Actually, you'd be surprised. I'm not a bad therapist.
Yeah, she comes
I can
home.
tell. You seem to know a lot of stuff.
He does. He comes across from that point of view. It's only because his life was horrific, and from that,
He's right.
See, and I had this wholesome upbringing, so I don't have any issues. He does, therefore he's figured it out. And there's things he says on the show where I come home, and my wife, the first thing she says, Bailey was right about that. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
He was right.
Whatever.
It's not that I'm trying to be right. It's just it makes sense. Yeah, I lived and I learned. It says the red flags, and stuff like that.
And I never stayed with one person, so I Sam, I used to call myself a little stick and move, and I'm not proud of it, but I don't apologize for it either. If two people are having sex and neither one are in relationships, I think it's fine all day long. I never jumped on anybody else's girl, or anything
That's
like
good.
that. So I never, two reasons. I don't want to look over my shoulder also, and morals. But when you find somebody and you do settle down and you find that one person, it's like you're putting the rifle on the shelf. I mean, you're done being a gunslinger,
Yeah.
You've put your holster away.
It's a choice, and it's
Yeah.
one of those things. And the primal urge to procreate and to be with other women and find other women and men attractive for both people, that never goes away. It's making a choice that you're going to be in a committed, loyal relationship and not fulfilling on those urges that you might have.
It also, and this is interesting because I know as you do your tour and you go to different radio stations, you're not only talking about National Self-Pleasure Month, but Dr. Sadie Allison is talking about female empowerment and why women love to embrace sexuality, live happier, healthier, and fuller lives. To a guy audience, you're like, well, what does that have to do with me? Well, they say a happy wife, a happy life.
That's right.
And I was watching, there's these shows on TV. It's like, the 80s and the 90s, the different decades. And the 80s were the decade that it was really the first decade that gave women that feeling of sexual empowerment because they weren't judged for wanting to have sex.
Right, permission. It was okay.
It was okay. Prior to that, women were always looked at as you stay at home. I'll go out. I'll make the money. You're ready when I'm ready. It doesn't matter if you're satisfied just as long as I'm satisfied. The 80s were the first decade to do this. And then now look at where we're at today.
Right.
So the same thought process is taking care of the women in our lives. It is a big deal. I mean, it might sound silly because it's sex talk on the radio.
Yeah, you don't want to be selfish. You want to make sure the girl's just as happy as you are.
That's right. And I call it being a generous lover. And like you said, happy wife, happy life,
Yeah,
happy home.
totally.
And here's the thing with empowerment is there's so many women still today that have not reached the big O. They either have hang-ups or baggage.
What?
There's a ton. Whether it's religion,
There are.
negative messaging from childhood or your parents' religion, whatever it might be. And that's why I have a best-selling book called Tickle Your Fancy.
This is the one that'll get any girl to have an O?
Woman's Guide to Sexual Self-Pleasure that teaches you all about your body, how to do it, different things that you can use like lubrication, and it really helps get women there. And here's the thing is 97% of women who learn how to self-pleasure can actually achieve orgasm. So you know what that means?
What?
That means that if a woman...
What? Go on.
What? I don't understand what he's saying to me. What?
That means, ladies, if you have not ever had one, don't wait around for guys to figure it out because they're still learning our bodies too. You have to take matters into your own hands. No pun intended. Figure it out yourself because here's the thing. If you know your own body
Sure.
and you're able to do that yourself, then you can have a better sex life. You can tell your lover what you like. You can even guide him and show him. Because guys, a lot of the times they're fumbling in the dark. Let's just say
That's why I have the lights on.
that helps too. Like look at what you're doing.
You've got bad eyesight too.
Well, that
Yeah,
too.
we'll put-
But it's hot to have the lights
I
on.
mean, you'd be funneling the lamp and you wouldn't know.
Ouch.
I love that.
What the hell?
I love you, closet door.
Whatever. Good God.
I love lamp.
But that's the other thing is there's so many pleasure products. I have a whole section on my website.
I'm so going to kick your ass.
Sorry, Sadie.
No, I can see. I see things.
I love
See?
carpet.
I wake up and I'm like, I didn't know I could do this to an ottoman.
I love
What?
ottoman.
I love Ottoman.
The lights were off. I saw it.
But here's the thing about toys. There's a whole range of toys for advanced couples and ones for brand new people who are just starting off with their first one, like the Bullet Tickle Kitty vibe there.
That's a beginner.
That's a beginner toy. I have a section on ticklekitty.com
Juice.
called Newcomers.
Every time this thing comes after me, is there something weird going on?
All right, we gotta wrap this up here.
Oh, God.
TickleKitty.com, drsadie.com, on the Twitter at Dr. Sadie. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you in. And
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Oh, hey, it's National Self-Pleasure Month.
And we agreed.
Had to come.
We'll take
Here.
you anytime. I know it's our second time having you on our program, but you know what you're talking about.
Thanks. You guys do too. This is a really fun conversation to talk with guys and gals that actually know what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I like talking about this stuff in a fun manner instead of trying to be in the over the top.
Yeah,
it's
I
kinda-
appreciate that. And it's important things for people to get dialogue going and open up and talk to your lover about what you like and what you don't like.
I'm sorry, Steve. I just love this thing.
I just want to say one thing to you, Bailey. You've got 3 dogs at the house now. Do you have a kitty?
No, I'm going to bring
He's
this
going to
home.
bring that home. But I tell you, this womanizer
Maxie
toy,
would
you
love
guys,
this.
Get the womanizer.
for every woman should have one of these. Wow. Orgasms in 60 seconds. It's amazing. It's like a cheater toy. Okay,
It really
ready to go.
is.
Yeah,
Take it on the
60
go
seconds.
with you. Take it on trips.
Womanizer on the go.
All right. From Dr. Sadie to George Stein. We'll do our best here.
Thanks for having me, you guys. You're a lot of fun.
Any and all law questions.
Happy Self-Pleasure Month.
George Stein will join us here in just a minute. So